Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Anime Podcasters. Today it is Murel and myself. How's it going, Murel?
Pretty good. How are you?
Very good. I'm very excited to be here. It's been a minute. The last episode was a backup one because things are crazy busy for everyone's life, and you may notice that we are gingerless today, but that's because Kyo and Hotshot are in the procedures of a move. They are changing apartments, so Murel's coming in here. He's stepping up from the assistant position to the only hosting position, and I'm very excited because today we're going to be doing a 2.0 topic, one that we did back on episode 91 before the Murel era. We are going to be talking about anime killers. This is going to be a very exciting topic. The reason why is because I got Murel with me, and he's going to bring a brand new outlook on it. Let's start with what went into your list when you were picking your anime killers.
Mainly the animes that I love a lot. So like Silver of a Failed Knight, Dragon Ball, and also you can consider Avatar: The Last Airbender and stuff, right? And
it's arguable, but you might get some flack in the comments, but I'll let it slide.
Yeah. It's just that those are the animes that I love most dear to my heart, kind of thing.
Yes.
There
totally
are
understand.
a lot of other animes, but they don't really have like villains that kill or anything. So
okay, I got you. Very cool. For myself, I went and listened back to the episode, and I tried to change up my perspective, because to me, like, anime killers always felt like very evil to me. And are my picks still evil people? Yes, but some of them could be considered heroic or just doing what they have to, you know? So I'm just very excited for this. Obviously, if you are not the kind of person who enjoys this kind of topic, this is going to be your only warning. We're going to be talking about, killing sprees. So if you're not a fan of that, this will be the moment for you to click away. Okay, Murel, I'll let you choose. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
I'll have you go first because you are the main host.
Whoa, okay. Well, I gotta start off strong. To me, the first time around, I remember picking Ryuk as an anime killer. Reason being that obviously Ryuk drops the death note into the human realm, and then is very much responsible because of his boredom for what occurs. But the main driving force of the killing spree in an anime called Death Note was Light Yagami. Light Yagami is my first pick. To me, Light is a undeniable killer. You know what I mean? He's literally named Kira, which is translates to killer. And the plot here in Death Note, without spoiling, I won't go past episode 1, is that there's the human realm, and then there's the Shinigami realm. And basically, in the Shinigami realm, you have God's death, and they are very bored. There's very little to do. All they do is gamble their lives away and just kill time doing nothing, right? They like eating apples, and they're very much mythical creatures who are extremely creepy, is the way I would put it. And one of these Shinigami is called Ryuk, and he, out of boredom, decides to drop a death note, a magical notebook where if you write someone's name in it, when you think of their face, 40 seconds later, they die of a heart attack. And obviously, there's many more rules in this Death Note, and there's a lot of other stipulations and stuff, but we'll leave it at that. And this Death Note, once it hits the ground, it belongs to the human realm. And a human called Light Yagami, who's basically this huge genius, one of the top students in his country in Japan, picks it up. And when he realizes what this Death Note can do, he decides to cleanse the world of all criminals. There's no denying that this guy's a total killer. Light Yagami has a god complex, and has all these, how can I say, genius ways, to really take over the human world that he is in, and he's ruthless in what he does. He kills.
You could say that he is an anti-hero because he thinks
he is an anti-hero.
Because when other people look at him, he's doing something bad, but then when he looks at himself or the ones closest to him look at him, they think of him as a possible hero that's going to be there to save people.
Right. How familiar are you with the Death Note universe and Light Yagami, Murel?
All I know about, the first episode, that's it.
So basically everything I've explained.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, and based off of what I've described, how would you describe him? And what are your just impressions of Light Yagami as a killer?
I I would say like very creative and stuff like that, because like he has like a book where you write down their name, pictures that are facing in his head, and then they die, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's basically an instant kill. He could literally just be watching something on the news about someone doing a bad thing, right? Him running it down, and then bam, they're dead. And everyone is just gonna look like, oh, he just died from a heart attack or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but he's gonna be like, no, like he's like self-pride, because like he's like, oh well, I fixed this. Let's say this city with the problem that they had.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's very funny that you say it like that on the news, because that's literally what happens on the first episode. Light discovers the power of his Death Note by watching a news segment of this guy basically taking a hostage kindergartners, and he sees the name and the last name and the face of the guy, so he does it. And then he writes it down in a Death Note, and then he sees that like the kindergartners are like running out, like all safe, and he's like, "Oh my god, this thing actually works! Why?" And that's where you see him really become a murderer, a psychopathic, insane killer,
but doing it for the greater good kind of thing.
That's all very arguable, you know what I mean? Because
true.
There's a lot of things that Death Note has its takes on, and a lot of people disagree, a lot of people agree, you know, like a human life is still a human life, but you know, criminals are criminals, all this different kind of stuff. So I understand what you mean, but it is what it is, right?
Yes.
All right, that's my first pick. What
my first pick would be Frieza from Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball universe.
Yes.
The main reason why is because he is basically a pure psychopath. He goes and kills planets. He goes and kills people up front. If he doesn't get his way, you're dead. You're instantly dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
He comes from a race, and well, especially with his father and stuff like that, right? Being all ruthless and power hungry and so forth. And also plus, like, he's pretty powerful, even as, like, when he first got into power, right? He's
always been a very powerful character.
Yeah, he's always been such a powerful character. Like, he was, like, severely OP even at, like, a young age kind of thing.
No, definitely. And as the ruler of his force, you see him being able to destroy and just take out all of these planets and everything. And I think his main gripe, though, the thing with Frieza for me is that he always hated the Saiyans. It was always the Saiyans. Oh, curse you, bloody monkey. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you know what I hate about Frieza?
What?
The most is how much of a sore loser he is. Because literally the second he starts losing, he'll pull out the classic move, blow up the planet. You know, in Resurrection F, you know, we're there. Super Saiyan Blue Goku absolutely taking him out. No, sorry, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta absolutely taking him out. And then he's like, well, screw this. And he just blows up the planet because he's a sore loser. Well, but he's a total killer.
He is a sore loser as well. He is very much a sore loser and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also, plus, like, he does have, like, a lot of moments where, he does have, like, pride and stuff like that. And he doesn't kill. But, like, at least 99% of the time, you meet Frieza, you know that you're dead. Unless you're Bulma, then you just get on his nerves.
Right. But to me, the other thing with Frieza as well is how he's very cockroach-like to me. He always comes back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he
This is the most reoccurring Dragon Ball villain. He has this whole arc himself in Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
Comes back, you know, Mecha Frieza, and then gets killed by Trunks. We don't hear from him for a while. He gets his own movie, comes back for Super, comes back in Broly. You know what I mean? Like, he just reoccurs. And the other thing with Frieza is that he does not care. He will betray anyone. I can think of when he was in the Tournament of Power, and he seemed to have this alliance with Frost, which was basically Universe 6, I think? Universe 6 Frieza.
Yes.
And he just knocks him out of the stage, you know? He just key blasts him. He's like, bye. And he's like, I thought we were on the same team. He's like, nah, bro. too bad for you. You know?
Well, yeah, because remember during the Tournament of Power, it was universe versus universe, right?
It was.
And
but
if-
Frieza
and if-
kind of blurred the lines a little bit with that.
Yeah, no, but if he didn't do that, right, then Frost could have done the same thing to him.
100%.
And also, plus, if he did that, then the whole universe would be gone. So then he's like, oh, well, like he wouldn't be there anymore. So it's more for his own
Preservation.
Yeah, that word.
He is one of the only villains I feel like on this list. I don't know the rest. Well, maybe no. You could argue that other picks are like him in that sense. But he's very like he wants to just eradicate all Namekians and then all Saiyans. You know, he's very much just looking at which group of people are between him and his goal, and he will just go about him. He commits it's almost just war for him, you know?
Yeah, he does love war. We know that.
He's destructive, super destructive. So yeah, no, absolutely a great pick in terms of killers. Ugh, man, crazy Frieza, man, crazy Frieza.
Oh yeah.
All right, my next pick. I will stay on the Dragon Ball train here. I feel like it's only right to go above Frieza. To me, this pick is even more of a killer than Frieza because it's literally in the title of this character. I am picking the Lord God of Destruction, Beerus. Beerus the Destroyer, otherwise known as Lord Beerus, or just Beerus if you want to keep it simple. Beerus is a god of destruction for Universe 7. He appears as a cat, purple cat. How would I describe him? Super mega powerful. You know, we see that in Dragon Ball Super right away. He's a god of destruction for a reason. Yet completely lazy. Taking naps for centuries. You know, I remember him waking up and being like, oh, is Frieza still alive? No, Frieza got killed. Who killed Frieza? And then we get into the whole Goku versus Beerus kind of thing. And then we just kind of see him in background, in the past, you know, in flashbacks where he's there and he's destroying planets after planets. That's what he does. You know, he's a neutral character whose job is just to destroy planets and, you know, I guess he's responsible for making sure there's no overpopulation. I don't know. Beerus to me is a destroyer with no limits in terms of how much he destroys and kills. You know, he goes in all over the universe and just he's feared by everyone. All the Kais, you know, King Cold, Frieza's father, Frieza himself, Cooler. I remember seeing King Vegeta, and literally when they bring Shenron up and they see Beerus, Shenron's like, oh my god, Beerus, what are you doing here? Lord Beerus, oh my god. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, because to them, he is the actual representation of God. Because he's able to live, God as a whole. Because he's super powerful. He can basically, if they talk back to him, he could easily just touch them and basically they just turn to dust.
Right. Absolutely. He has a Kai. Do you remember Kai energy?
Yes.
Dude, attacks like that. I remember when he did it against Zamatsu, the Universe 7 Zamatsu at least.
Yes.
In present time. He just Akai's him. And that's the first time we really see I remember seeing Kai and I was like, okay, so you have an attack that literally effortlessly destroys people in an instant, you know? That's what gods of destruction do. So I mean, you can't tell me he's not a killer, you know? You can't tell me that. That's just literally all he does.
Well, and also plus he is a very ruthless killer, but also do remember is that when we do see those flashbacks, right? He basically blew up half a planet because the dessert was half good.
Yes, I remember that. That's a good example. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill half of your population because
it wasn't population, it was the
half
planet.
Okay.
Half the planet.
Yeah, but half the planet to me, half the population. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yes.
But yeah, absolutely. And he takes out. Remember the beginning of Dragon Ball Super when you have Super Saiyan 3 Goku being like, "Oh, I want to fight against you, Beerus," and then he just touches his neck and he goes, it just dies instantly.
Yes.
Oh man, what crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Or he fires ki blasts by sneezing and they destroy planets. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
And still, Bulma can be the only one that talks back to him.
Yeah. And the reason why is because she cooks all the good food.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And pays for it too.
Yeah, very true. All right. That was my second pick. Let's go to your second pick.
Sticking on the Dragon Ball train. It's Hit from Dragon Ball Super.
Oh my god,
stuff.
I love Hit. I love Hit.
We, like, when we meet him and stuff, right?
Yeah.
He is an OP guy who can basically stop time in a pocket dimension, move through it effortlessly to where it looks like it's super speed, but it's not, right?
Yeah, he's just skipping time.
Yeah, skipping time. And, like, he can kill you in an instant. Like, literally, like, with the force of skipping time, all he has to do is flick you in the head, and then bam, you're dead.
Oh man,
In
I
like
remember
in a sense,
seeing him do that. Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And like, remember when he went during what was it, the Terminator Power, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was the Terminator Power and stuff like that. Like, where like he was at his best and stuff, right? He was at his best. He could do everything. He could wipe out any enemy he has and stuff. And yeah, like it's all for money for him, right? All of his all of his power is all just for money.
Well, he is the hitman.
Yeah, I know.
That's what he
is the hitman, but also plus like if there's no money involved, then he ain't gonna kill. But he's still
his occupation is to assassinate others. He gets hired as a bounty hunter to take out other people. And the thing is, I even remember in Dragon Ball Super, Goku calling Hit to literally put a bounty on himself.
Yes.
From Hit, which is the most Goku thing you can do. And the other thing I want to say about Hit is his fight against Jiren, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, it was an epic fight, but I was not prepared to see Jiren take out Hit so quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's because remember, like during the Goku and Hit fight, it took a while. So then, like when it was like Jiren and Hit, right?
Yeah.
And Jiren taking him Hit out very fast, it really puts a suspense of saying, "Oh no, Jiren is badass. He's able to beat Goku probably." But enough about Jiren. We're talking about Hit.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Do you remember the time when we actually first meet Hit during the Universe 6 and 7?
Yeah, it was the mini tournament between 6 and 7.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember, absolutely. And it's the first fight was him versus Vegeta, and then we see time skip happening for the first time, and everyone's super confused, and Goku catches on and then does the Hokkaioken thing plus Super Saiyan Blue. It was all epic to me. But I think we've covered Hit enough. Personally, that's all I had to say on him. Was there anything else you wanted to say?
Nah, he was just badass. Of like you said, like even Goku put a head out on himself to just see of how far he could push himself. Right?
Absolutely. So okay, I think let's stay on the theme of badass. Mm-hmm. My next pick is probably the most badass character in his entire anime universe, but I cannot stress how much I am for this character. I know we're talking about anime killers. This is probably the one anime killer that I 100% support, and that is from Attack on Titan, Levi Ackerman, which from my research, this guy has killed over at least, I mean, the internet's telling me like 58 plus Titan kills, which to me that's not even close. I feel like it's at least quintuple that. He is a killing machine. This guy is the leader of the Levi squad, which gets taken out by Titans, and he forms new ones, and he's superhuman. You can't compete with him. It's insane how fast he goes, how much he kills. You've seen Levi in action, right?
I haven't.
Oh my gosh. Levi in Attack on Titan is on another level. Being an Ackerman, he has this whole thing where he's able to be more superhuman. I don't even know how else to describe him. But what do you know of Levi, out of curiosity, Murel?
From Attack on Titans, basically nothing.
Okay, all good, no stress. He's this short, straight back, and a very narrow looking character, right? Looking at him, you would not know that he is a badass, okay? He's a super clean freak. He is not very approachable because he rarely shows any sort of emotion, and he comes across as very cold, but he's very, very, very leader-like. He has great leadership, and he has this very calm demeanor. But then whenever it comes time to slay Titans, which there's a lot of an Attack on Titan. We have, as we're recording this, season 4 part 2 finished, and we're gonna have season 4 part 3, which is like they're milking this thing all the way till the end. When he goes into battle, I can, whether it be against the female Titan or the Beast Titan, he absolutely kills, man. He is destructive. He is insane. I love all of his kills. He always manages to just get behind a Titan, slice the back of the nape, and take down what he needs to do. It's ridiculous. This character is literally known as the one to avoid. All of the humans who can transform into Titans who are against the Scout Regiment, they always warn like others, like, beware of Levi. You have to watch out for Levi. There is this one scene in season 3 part 2 that I love where you have you have Reiner and Bertolt, basically these two betrayers of the Scout Regiment who can transform as Titans. They were talking to the Beast Titan, which is basically at that point of the series, Murel, the big final boss, the big guy you want to avoid, right? Yes. And you see them going to the Beast Titan and telling him, you gotta watch out for Levi. Levi is insane. He's nothing to be messed with, right? Mm-hmm. And then we're in this scene where all of the Titans around the Beast Titan are killed, and the Beast Titan are like, what happened to all of my Titans? And next thing you know, you just see Levi swinging into the Beast Titan and slicing up and taking him out in under a minute. The big bad guy of the series, you know what I mean? Yes, it's that kind of character that is such an intense killer, such a great fighter, that the big boss gets wiped out in a matter of seconds by him. And that's why I think he cannot be denied as an anime killer. And I looked it up, 89 Titan kills. You've seen how big a Titan is.
Oh, yeah.
Killing one is impressive. 89, bro? 89? Yo, I love Levi. Levi had to be on my list.
He sounds pretty badass.
Yeah.
I need to go and watch Attack on Titans now.
Absolutely. I know you haven't watched, but based off what I have told you, what can you tell me? What are your thoughts on Levi? Just
him being a human, right?
Yes, he is a human.
Him being a human and able to take down a Titan. I've seen how big Titans are. I've been on VR chat with a Titan skin, and they're tall as heck, right?
Very.
They're big and everything else, and like,
yes,
a little human taking down just even one of those. I thought that it would take like a full-on day to do it and not like an hour. Mm-hmm. And like a human being able to do that, like literally, like he should really be the leader of the whole like regiment that takes down these. He
definitely has a leadership role. And the thing, Murel, just so you have context, Titans all have a weak spot. This is commonly known. The back of their nape. If they are sliced, they go down, and that's how they get taken down, right? Mm-hmm. And scouts, they have this mobility gear that allows them to like shoot lines with hooks, and these hooks go into, I don't know, walls or trees, and then they have jets that propulses them, and with their blades they can spin around and just easily slice. You see what I mean? So they have their own mechanisms, and throughout the anime they develop like thunder spears, explosives, just other ways, the cannons that can kill Titans and all that stuff. So just all that to say, he's an expert at what he does. So I think enough said on Levi. Let's go to your next pick, Murel.
All right, my next pick is Kuroda. He's from Chivalry of a Failed Knight. So the whole premise around this character is of the actual series is there are a few select humans that are called Blazers. All right.
Okay.
Where they use their soul to that's magical to basically make these like objects from their soul as like swords. Some people have guns, kind of thing, right? And some of them can like be in a school to fight and stuff like that to become a knight for wherever they live and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's that. But Kuroda, he's I would say one of the best looking at the series and stuff because his power, he's a very skilled marksman, but also plus he has the power of so like the main characters are able to move at a tenth of a millisecond. All right, or no, tenth of a second, and he can move as fast. He can like move, change his like blade. He could like basically if like let's just say you are about to like hit a fly and stuff, right? But then it quickly moves out of the way within a half of a second. He's able to like counter react that with anything and stuff like that. If you're going up against two people and stuff like that, and one guy is coming at you with a knife to your leg, another guy is coming with a knife to your throat, kind of thing, right? He's able to move half of a second or a tenth of a millisecond.
I'm seeing here 0.05 seconds.
So yeah, tenth of a second.
No, that would be a 20th of a second.
20. I remember the anime was
Well, in the wiki here, I'm seeing Majornal counter, a unique reflexive sensitivity that no other person aside from Kuraduo, well, we're butchering this for sure, has, which even Iki is unable to replicate. It is estimated his reaction time is at 0.05 seconds. But also there's another point here saying at 0.13 seconds. I think let's not get too buried down in semantics. Yeah. He's obviously very fast.
He is very fast and stuff, and it did take the main character Iki a long time to figure out how to defeat him in the battle that they both had.
Right.
And the reason why I said about Iki is like, well, one, Iki needed to stay alive because Kurdo, he's called the Sword Eater. He also kills blazers as well for fun. Mm-hmm. He has his own gang of powerful blazers and stuff like that.
Right.
And in my mind, one of the best in the series and stuff. And like, he's not like your typical villain that comes after you and stuff like that. All right. Mm-hmm. He's more of a laid back, kind of like Beerus kind of thing. Because throughout the series, we do see him outside of where like Kiki and his companion Stella go to school. We can see him outside during their battles and stuff, and he's just like smiling and everything else. So it's like, he's like not the "I'll get you next time,"
right?
Kind of like Team Rocket, kind of like bad, and like yeah, he does kill and stuff, but like
what's his body count in terms of kills?
That's part of the That's part of the manga. I haven't really read the manga yet.
What would you say it is? If you had to guess, like I wanted to see how much of a killer this guy is.
I would say maybe like close to 100 at least.
Oh yeah,
because like another premise around like at least the show, like the TV show of it, right? Chivalry of the Failed Knight, the anime, is that they do have mock battles where all their powers are done by like a phantom kind of like feel of it, right? So like if you get like slash and stuff like that, it's gonna like actually feel and like you're actually gonna get hurt, but it's not like a fatal wound kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Then at the end they have like battles and stuff where they all end up like battling each other and stuff like that, and it's all like a lot of times the students do die and stuff.
No, of course. It sounds like the death is a very recurring theme in that anime.
It is very much, and like Kiki and the main character, he does go on to the brinks of death too many times, and even in the last episode, I'm not going to say anything about that, but like going back to the topic, the person at hand, when Kiki and Kuroda go up against each other and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. Kiki, he can't replicate and use the other guy's ability against him. But instead he uses an ability of another person that is not actually a Blaze user at all.
Okay.
Because he technically has an ability where he will use your fighting style and stuff against you. So like let's just say you are trained in karate and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And you have your own moves that you've made up, and they're all successful against all of your battles. But then you meet this guy, and he's able to counteract and know of what to do, and then you automatically are becoming. You now have to deal with, someone else is using my own moves against me. What the hell am I gonna do?
I think I get it, Murel. And I'm kind of good on this pick. Do you wanna? Is it okay if I go to mine?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, cool. You see, originally I was going to take Hidan. I really wanted to take Hidan as a killer. The thing is, Hidan only kill really under his belt is Asuma. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
And this other character I want to talk about is one that's got more kills, and I'm just more excited by him as a villain, honestly. So I'm gonna switch, and instead of Hidan, I'm gonna bring back a classic anime that I love, and I'm gonna talk about Toguro, younger Toguro specifically, from Yu Yu Hakusho. This guy is the big first villain of Yu Yu Hakusho. He served as the final antagonist for the Spirit Detective saga, and then he's the main antagonist of the Dark Tournament saga, which is probably the best saga in all of Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho only has 4, just for the people. And what we see, how can I say, he's very dark and twisted. You know what I mean? We see him very, very, very rarely showing any sort of emotion. The only times we really see him show emotion was during his final battle with Yusuke, the main character of Yu Yu Hakusho. But as a killer, he's killed so many characters that were beloved in Yu Yu Hakusho. He's killed, I don't want to spoil, so I'm just not going to say it, but the one move that I'll always remember, basically, Toguro has this thing, he has this ability where he can use percentage of his power. You see what I mean?
Yes,
like he's like, oh, I'm at 20%, I'm at 30%, I'm at 40, right? Actually, the orders go 20, 30, 45, 60, 80, 100%, 100% plus, and like 100% maximum. You know anime, right?
Yes, yes.
And so when he gets to like, I think it's 100% plus, I'll call it like that, his second last form, he does this thing where he proceeds to, we're in a tournament, right? So there's an audience. This thing is held in the demon realm, so it's all demons. He just basically kills the entire audience by sucking their energy, like on like some Super Boo stuff. You know when Super Boo shot his laser and then just killed every single remaining living person on the planet? It's kind of the same idea, but instead he absorbed every single person in the tournament. And that scared the bejesus out of me. I don't know how else to put it. He's upper B, lower A, and he's super tall. He's 8 feet tall in his normal form, 10 feet tall in his demon form, and eventually he just absolutely becomes a force to be reckoned with. At the beginning of, at the end of the first arc, when he's the final antagonist of the Spirit Detective saga, kind of just loses to Yusuke, but you see very quickly that he was kidding, and then he comes back and he shows Yusuke like a bit of his strength, and he's like, you see, Yusuke, that's what I'm actually capable of. You got nothing on me. And it really motivates Yusuke to become a better fighter, and he was a big part of his growth. I just loved seeing this character in this anime. So that's Toguro. Yeah, so what are your thoughts, Murel?
I've not seen it, but I'm definitely gonna go and watch it, of course.
Yeah, but as a killer, do you think he's worthy of the list?
Yes, he's worthy of the list because he does basically use a percentage of his power and stuff, right? So he does have like a limit to how much power he can use during any match. So like
right.
if you go up against him and stuff like that, he might use like 10%, and then the next opponent he might only need like 30%, and then the one after that he might only need like 20. So he's not using his full ability, so then he has like some ability left over for other people and stuff, right?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, I see what you mean. I think that you're saying that basically his power being limited ranks, and you see how much more of a killer he becomes as the power goes up and up and up, right? That's what you were trying to say?
Yes.
So yeah, no, I agree with you. Okay, is it your turn?
Yes.
Go for it.
My last one is Jaian and Murel from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I don't remember this character at all. I don't even know who this person is. I'm very interested how this side character from Avatar is one of the greatest anime killers of all time.
Well, yeah, he's just one of the main amount of killers from Avatar: The Last Airbender and stuff like that. Well, not main killers, but like he's the killer who killed Katara's mother.
Oh man!
Out of cold blood, mainly because remember from Avatar and stuff like that, there weren't supposed to be any waterbenders in the Southern tribe, right?
Okay.
And she was trying to protect Katara because Katara was the last of the waterbenders.
Right.
And so, like, basically out of the blue, she's just like, no, it's me. Leave her alone. It's me, kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, he is a killer. He is from the Fire Nation. We have no idea how many
more
that he's killed, because the Fire Nation, they went after the air nomads. They went after like
Earthbenders. Yeah.
Every no matter what, because they were not firebenders, so they needed to be either controlled or put in their place in the ground. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I have a question. I have a question for you. Was this the guy that in the last book, that Katara and Zuko went after?
Yes, it is. It is.
Oh.
It's when Katara and Zuko started to like click, kind of like,
and she decided not to kill him, right?
Yeah, she decides to not to kill him.
Yeah, okay.
Because Stu remembers that when they confronted him, the guy's living with his elderly mother, and he's being like picked on and everything else by his own mother. So Katara is like, no, I'm not going to kill you. This is payback enough.
I mean, I'm reading here on the wiki on Yanra's page. Katara refrained from executing her revenge, proclaiming that as much as she hated him, she could not bring herself to kill such a miserable target. And then this last sentence, Yanra was left crying and cowering in the dirt of the road. Yeah, someone like that, that's where they belong. You know what I mean?
Yes. Because
also,
the reason why
he plays the Fire Nation role very well.
Yeah,
being a complete bad person.
Well, yeah, of course, because Zuko is like, I could have put him on the list and stuff like that, but like by the season goes by, he becomes more of a nicer person and stuff like that. He becomes more humble.
He does.
But this guy, he was a murderer, killer, part of the Fire Nation army and everything else. And then he becomes nothing because he's living with his mother. That's why he's a pathetic mess at the end of it.
Oh man, you're making me relive those white TV days right now.
I still have all the seasons. I watch them periodically.
Good. That's awesome. Okay, my final honorable mention was Hidan, and I think I've gone into him enough. Was there any honorable mention for you, Murel?
No, not really.
Not really? No. All right, so let's wrap things up. This episode was 128. Hotshot will be back on the next one once he's all moved in and cozied up and is with his new mic and everything. Make sure to follow us on all the social media, which Murel handles. A big thank you to you, Murel, for doing that. At Anime Podcasters on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can subscribe to the podcast in your favorite podcatcher. Just type in Anime Podcasters or go on anchor.com/Anime Podcasters. You can also see the video versions on Facebook and my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jaian Music. You can rate us on ratethispodcast.com/Anime Podcasters. Leave us a voicemail on speakpipe.com/Anime Podcasters. All of these links are in the description. And also, make sure to follow Hotshot on Twitch. He's going to be streaming when he's all set up again. So, twitch.tv/HotshotGinger. And the artwork for Anime Podcasters is provided by GoProKyo. So, go follow him on Twitter and shoot him a DM for any freelance work that you need in terms of art at GoProKyo. And for myself, JaianMusic.com is my website. You can hire me for freelance audio services and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And my Spotify has been blowing up. We just reached over 50,000 streams. I really appreciate everyone for that. So you can go follow my Spotify. Just type in Jaian Music. And my other podcast, Soundspace. Soundspace is dropping audio interviews with people who work in the space of sound, musicians, audio engineers, music composers for film and video games. We have a lot of cool stuff happening on that podcast. All right, that's going to be enough plugging on my end. Murel, where can people find you? What do you have cooking up on your side of the internet?
People can find me on Instagram at Vimpulse Pro, which is my professional photography kind of like Instagram. People can find me at murel.vimpulse on Facebook. It's a Facebook page that I go and post everything from my TikTok to my Twitter to my Instagram, of course, and it also auto posts whenever I upload to like YouTube and anywhere else that I post to and stuff like that. And I will be soon creating a Reddit page as well, because why not, right?
Awesome. Very excited for all of those things. So for myself and Murel, this has been another episode